Here is a look at all the vegetables we harvested from our garden this month. Bananas. We had Rajapuri bananas growing in our garden, and you can see that the bananas have started ripening on the tree, which takes quite a while, but tree ripened bananas are one of the tastiest bananas you will eat. We have been harvesting a few bananas from this bunch, a huge bunch that we got, but you can see that the bananas have now started ripening on the tree, and these are extremely delicious bananas. You can look at our harvest here. And there are still some bananas on the tree which will continue to ripen and give us more bananas in the upcoming weeks. And eventually we harvested this bunch of bananas, which was our final harvest. Broccoli. We had broccoli growing in our raised beds, and you can see the main head of the broccoli is now ready for harvest. Beautiful looking broccoli head, as you can see here. We had quite a few plants. So the broccoli produces one big head that you see here. Here are the 3 heads we harvested. And then the plant continues to produce more side shoots as the season goes on. Cabbage. Another great vegetable to grow in the winter season as well as in the spring season is cabbage. And these are again cabbages grown on our raised beds. You can see our harvest, beautiful looking cabbage here. And we had several cabbages growing on our raised bed. You can look at these 2 cabbages that we harvested, beautiful looking crunchy cabbages. And here are some more cabbages that we are harvesting. And you might see damage from caterpillars or slugs, and you can discard those leaves. But we grow all our vegetables organically. We don't add any pesticides or chemicals to our plants, and it can result in a few leaves that are damaged. But these are one of the healthiest vegetables you will eat. Cauliflower. Another winter favorite of ours, we had cauliflowers growing in our green stalk planter. You can see this is the classic green stalk planter, and it's big enough to grow cauliflowers of this size that you see here. And here is another cauliflower that we're harvesting. This is on the top tier of the green stalk planter. And you can see how beautifully it has grown. Beautiful looking cauliflower here. And here is a harvest of cauliflower as well as broccoli. Great vegetables to grow in the winter season. Cilantro. We love growing cilantro and we love eating cilantro. Also called coriander. The greens, which are called cilantro, can be easily grown in your home garden. You can see we are harvesting these bunches of cilantro here. Fresh cilantro is something you must try and grow in your home garden. We are growing our cilantro in raised beds, but you can easily grow them in containers as well. Just look at our harvest of delicious cilantro greens. Guavas. We also harvested some guavas, beginning with the red guava that is growing in a container. This plant does produce a lot of guavas every year. Now these are not the sweetest guavas, but they taste amazing. They have a very tropical taste. The white guavas are slightly sweeter than these tropical pink guavas or the red guavas. But look at our harvest here. These are beautiful looking guavas. And we had other guava varieties too that we harvested. This one is the white guava with the red inside. This is an Indian variety that we are growing in a container as well. And guavas grow great in containers as well as in the ground. Kohlrabi, also called German cabbage, is a very delicious vegetable. You can see it's a very unique looking vegetable, and it can be eaten raw. You can also cook them with salt and spices and it tastes amazing. This is again one of the vegetables that you must try growing in your home garden. Once you start enjoying this vegetable, you'll never look back. Look at our harvest here, beautiful looking kohlrabis. Spinach. We were growing the Indian spinach variety in this earth box, which is a shallow container, and spinach grows very well in these kind of containers. And this spinach variety is a very unique variety. It has a nice buttery flavor. It grows great in the winter months and is a great spinach variety to grow in your home garden. You can look at our harvest here, beautiful looking Indian spinach variety. And this is a cut and come again plant, so you can keep harvesting throughout the growing season. Sweet potatoes. We were growing sweet potatoes in a container, 2 containers actually. And you can see here the California sweet potatoes that we are growing here have a nice deep color, a sign of anthocyanins that are extremely good for your health. And it's extremely easy to grow sweet potatoes even in containers, as you see here. The plant just produces more and more sweet potatoes around the base of the plant. And in just a small container, we were able to harvest a lot of sweet potatoes, as you see here. And here is the other container. This is another variety of sweet potato. Once again, very easy to grow. You can see that this was the original sweet potato that we planted, which can be planted into a new plant actually. And it sent out roots inside this container that you see here. Beautiful looking sweet potatoes again. Different color. You should try and eat different colored vegetables as much as you can to get all the nutrients that your body needs. And here's how the sweet potatoes look like from this container. And here is a harvest after washing these. They look amazing. Tomatoes. Most of our tomatoes were overwintered from the last year. You can see these beautiful Indian heirloom tomatoes growing in this container. Most of them have ripened, but even if they have a slight orange tinge, they will ripen off the plant. So you can harvest your tomatoes at this stage. So if you have milder winters, you can easily overwinter your tomatoes in your garden. Here is our tomato harvest. As you can see, it's an amazing harvest for the winter months of January and February. Turmeric. One of our favorites to grow. It takes almost 8 months to grow turmeric here in Southern California. And we were growing it in a container, 2 plants in 1 container. You can see each of these plants has produced a huge number of tubers from just 1 tuber that we planted. And you can see how many tubers are there per plant. This is a lot of turmeric. Here's how it looks like up close. You can see we had nice, rich, organic soil. It was easy for the plant to send out roots in the soil. And this is our second bunch of turmeric produced by the second plant. As you can see, another huge bunch of turmeric here. Now we took all this turmeric that we harvested, and it's important to wash the turmeric before you start using it. So we just put it in a container, started washing it. You can see how beautiful the turmeric rhizomes look like. You can chop it up, make turmeric pickle, fermented turmeric pickle, which is very healthy for you as well. And just look at our harvest here, beautiful looking turmeric. You can also sun dry these rhizomes to make your own fresh turmeric powder at home. And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed watching all these harvests. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We'll see you again soon. Happy gardening.